look, it's a new year and it's really good to start off with a whole fresh kind of go at things. And look, you just can't get past at the moment. Every magazine you pick up, you know, at some point in the year has a, like, sex tips, how to make yourself better in bed, which is kind of weird anyway, because I find this whole better in bed thing a little bit strange, because it's kind of this idea that people are watching and there's like people judging and it's going to hold up scorecards, you know. And sometimes, I don't know what better in bed means. Sometimes I'm probably really great in bed and sometimes I'm probably lousy in bed, you know, like the time I fell asleep. And another time I did this amazing dismount. I actually did like a full back flip, you know, hands up in the air like a gymnast to go to the toilet like that. That's what you do with a full bladder. You know, I don't actually know what it means, but I think a lot of that stuff's bullshit. You know, from my point of view, it's not real. And I hate all that, you know, kind of makes sex so sort of like, I don't know, like a movie or something. I think you got to get realistic. So I've come up with some really good practical sex tips that might help you this year. Now, the first one is, if you're having a hard time reaching orgasm, what's going to happen is you need to be wearing socks, because apparently people with cold feet don't climax very easily. So this is actually scientifically proven that you need to have sex in socks. So if anything, you know, get rid of the sexy lingerie, put on the socks. So there's my sex socks. They're on. They're ready for my sex socks. You know, I often fantasize about my husband naked in a big pair of walking socks. Very turning on. Now, so I've got the socks. That's good. Another thing is, apparently, girls, and this is pretty heterosexist, I have to actually establish that, but if you worry about men being virile and you're really into abs, you're going to have to start going for flabs, because apparently men with fat guts last 5 minutes longer. So get a guy with a bit of a tummy like that. So you might have to get your partner fed up if he's kind of pretty good in the tummy department. Otherwise, you know, let yourself go so you can go a bit longer. That's a good tip. And apparently, red is a colour that men prefer or find more arousing, which I don't know why. I have to put my red shirt on. Red, because somehow that is the sexiest colour. And men actually apparently like women who smile a lot. Like this, like smiling in my socks, ready to go. As opposed to, women prefer really gloomy men that like kind of like that, which is kind of, it works at first, but it sort of backfires, because you're a really smiley woman and you're with a really gloomy guy. Eventually, you'll become manically depressed as well. There'll be two gloomy people and it's not going to work. So, okay, got the red on. Oh, the other thing is, men apparently prefer brunettes. Apparently they're more intelligent, more satisfying conversation, more attractive, and a whole lot of things like that, which frankly, I don't believe. I completely contest that. But I'm just going to wear a hat because that will cover up the blonde. So here we've got blonde, I've got the red. I've got the fat gut, so I'll probably last 5 minutes longer as well. I could even last a lot longer. Got my sex socks on, ready to rock with the socks. And I think there's a few other little things around there that you want to think of. Now here you can see all this lovely scent, but be very careful about what you choose. And this goes for both sexes, because just say I put this on, it's a very nice smell, I put it on, like a little bit of a spray, and I think it's quite arousing and good. But if it so turns out that's the perfume my husband's sister or his mother wears, when those lights are off, it's just weird. And the same goes with male cologne. You know, be very careful about your choice of scents, because that can just be plain bloody weird. So that is another top tip. Babies are good, but only for men. Apparently a man that picks up a baby, like on the beach, oh, you should ask first. Don't just pick up a baby like in that. It's like, can I pick your baby? Just hold it for a while. 3 more times likely to get phone numbers off women, as opposed to women who pick up babies, 3 times less likely to get phone numbers from men. So just, you know, I think there's some sort of thing in that why there's so many single mums, because it makes more babies for men to pick up other women and make them single mums. And I think that's kind of how the baby thing works in the sex department. So that's actually quite good. You know, babies are useful as pick-up tools. So, you know, there is that. I think, you know, sweat is good. Apparently sweat's a turn on, but not too much. You know, not like dripping with sweat, but, you know, being a little bit stinky can be can be quite good. Just let yourself go. But women apparently like facial hair, not on themselves always, but a man with facial hair is seen as a lot more attractive than a man without facial hair. It's seen as more virile and more kind of into it. I don't think it goes for women. I don't know, because I've got a little bit of a mo, and I don't know whether that makes me slightly... I'm more virile, I'm sure, but yeah, I'm not really sure. Probably doesn't work for women. It's a bit of sad that all the things that work for men, which is being fat and having babies and hairy and stinky, is a turn on, as opposed for women, apparently not. But, you know, you just have to soldier on. The other thing is, for blokes, if you're actually worried about your virility and you're thinking about Viagra, go for something natural first. Apparently, you can get 40% kind of more blood flow to the penis with the combination of lavender and pumpkin pie. So if you want to, you know, get a better erection, move in with your nana. You'll find you'll be cranking out some major erections. So there's some, you know, kind of, I think, nice tips, kind of, you know, sex tips. And personally, you know, I think you've got to think about, I suppose, a little bit about, you know, the other person. I mean, you know, the big kind of orgasm thing's always, you know, it's always kind of important, I guess, you know, for people in the sex relationships. Now, another important thing in the sex department is, confidence. Apparently, ladies, you know, if you want your, how do I say this nicely, discreetly? If you want the person you're with, and we're going to say for this time it will be the bloke, apparently this is also statistically shown, that men are more likely to, you know, go downstairs and do the business if they're more confident. That men with low self-esteem, they're not confident to go into the abyss, into the great place of no return. And so for a man to have the confidence to go somewhere where he may not come back, he needs a lot of compliments. So, you know, start saying things like, nice socks, hey, I love your hat, I love your gut, your fat gut is awesome, you know, I love how you stink, and all that kind of shit. And chances are you'll build him up enough and he will have the confidence, you know, to go into the heart of darkness. And the other thing is, personally, one of the greatest sex tips I can actually give is to get in touch with what really turns you on and, you know, what's really erogenous. And for me, that's sleep. Just sleep. Nothing else. It's the best sex tip of all.